the suggestions and comments box, please, because I love looking through other ASMR video comments because I think you guys can be so creative, so incredibly creative, and I'd like to know the suggestions from my own subscribers. I will look through other ASMR artist subscribers' suggestions, but I'd rather do some that people specifically asked me for. If you do, thank you so much for doing that. Let's get right into our video. I love you more today than yesterday, but not as much as tomorrow. I love you more today than yesterday, 'cause darling, da 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 da. Child, that song has been stuck in my head for days. Hi, 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 hi. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Today is our final class of astrology, mythology, constellations. I've really enjoyed having you in this class, and I really hope that you've enjoyed it too. Yeah, enjoyed the class, but you're happy the semester's almost over. I feel you. So, today's class, we are going to be talking all about Pisces. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. And what can I say about Pisces? So, from my own personal experience with Pisces people, I find them to be incredibly sweet and giving, emotional, moody. I've actually been close to a lot of Pisces in my life. I've been fortunate to be close to Pisces, but like the friends that I have that are Pisces, bar one, they're also very like, they're always the moms of their group and organizing and taking care of everybody else and making sure everybody's happy. I love a Pisces. You guys don't get enough credit for your job in the world. So, on to the generalized personality traits and qualities that I was able to find on Google. But first, the dates for Pisces fall between February 19th and March 20th. Their symbol are the fishes that look like a fish here and a fish there, kind of like in a circle, yin and yang kind of looking thing. And their element is water, naturally being the fishes. So Pisces are often known for being empathetic, generous, dreamers, and in touch with their emotions. Pisces are known as the most artistic of all the signs, and they frequently express their creativity in everyday life. They have very strong imaginations, and their dreamer-like quality can really help them in pursuits of hobbies and music and writing. If you need a shoulder to cry on, Pisces are the perfect friends to go to because they always are willing to listen. They're empathetic, and so they can relate with you, and they'll feel those feels with you. You know, they'll be in it with you. They'll make you feel like you're not alone, and I feel like that is so very important. Pisces are also extremely generous and need to know that the people that are around them in their lives are happy and comfortable, and so will do anything to put a smile on their face or to go out of their way to help someone with a problem or do something kind for someone just because they see that they need it. Now, on to the negative traits. With Pisces, their negative and positives absolutely go hand in hand. So, as we were talking about the generosity and making sure that everyone around them is happy and taken care of, unfortunately, they can tend to forget about themselves when it comes to this. They are so dedicated to making others happy and feeling good to avoid their own issues a lot of the times, that they'll put others before themselves at the expense of their own happiness. neglected, I guess, or taken advantage of. Now, speaking of being taken advantage of, because Pisceans are so trusting, they can be easily swayed to go for goals and ideas that probably aren't the best idea for them, and it might be easy for others around them to notice this and see this, but not so much for them. So, Pisces. There's good and bad, but oh man, I think Pisces are great. Alright, so are you ready for your final present of this class? These. Yeah, they're the same kind that I gave you last week, the necklaces. I noticed that you weren't wearing yours today, and that's okay, don't worry. But just in case, this is how they look together. So cute, right? Okay, thanks. Alright, so today's present, I decided to keep going along the vein of fashion. So, because of the vaccine, I am thinking more about being out and free and going out, not worrying about it. And so, necklaces last week, and this week we are doing makeup. So, if you spent a lot of time on YouTube circa 2017, 2018, you would have seen this everywhere on the makeup channels. It's the Hooded Beauty Desert Dusk palette. Oh. So let's open it up. First, we got this thing. You can see the eyes. Oh my god, her eyes are so pretty. Does it look legit? That might turn into the thumbnail, sorry. So, beautiful eyes, I just realized. She totally has contacts on in this picture, but whatever. So, let's open this palette back up and see what's inside. Ow! Alright, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 3 is 18. We've got 18 different eyeshadows here with the names of Desert Sand, Musk, Eden, Amber, Blood Moon, Oud, Celestial, Nefertiti, Twilight, Amethyst, Royal, Retrograde, Cashmere, Angelic, Cosmo, Turkish Delight, Saffron, and Blazing. Which color do you like? Yeah, I really like Angelic. Pretty much anything with like peachy, pinky tones. Sucker for. It just looks good on my skin tone. Okay, I'm gonna leave this one over here and wait, there's more. I got you a second palette. This one is the Carnival palette by Be Perfect Cosmetics, Stacey Marie. And this one comes with such pigmented colors. Oh man. So let's open it up. Here we have, it comes with a blush and highlighter, blush highlight dual kind of thing, contour maybe. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 4 this time, 24 different shades. And this ones are called Shuffle, Guilty, Hustle, Naked, Basic, Rowdy, Hush, Sky, and Mood, Moony, Recharge, Wifey, Lit, Mint, Breezy, Envy, Queen, Keen, Pink Me, Wasted, Chant, Liquor, Foolish, Funky. Which one do you like on this one? I like that one too, but my favorite's gotta be Breezy. Pretty much anything bright, vibrant, sheeny, shimmery, your girl's a sucker for. is that Pisces is the final constellation or zodiac in the zodiac year, and it is also representative of the spring equinox. That's it for astronomy today. So, moving into mythology, today we are starting with a German folktale story. I haven't had one German folktale story previously in class, so I'm excited about this one. Are you ready? The German story tells a story about a couple of greedy humans and a magical fish. A man named Antony had a wife, and they were very, very poor. All they had was a little cabin by the seashore and a bathtub that they would fill with feathers in order to have somewhere to lay and sleep. One day, Antony caught a fish at the seashore with his fishing nets. To Antony's amazement, the fish asked him to not kill him and don't eat him because he is an enchanted prince, and if he doesn't eat him and instead throws him back in the water, he will grant him 3 wishes. Antony, whose needs were simple, didn't ask anything from the fish. He felt honored that he felt honored at the fact that he saved such an important person and didn't even want to ask for anything. He was happy with that. But when he got home, his wife was livid that he hadn't taken advantage of the opportunity. And so Antony, an embarrassed Antony, then went back to the seashore looking for the fish. And when he found the fish, he explained to him what happened. And so the fish said he would still grant him the wishes if he wished. And so Antony asked for a house with furniture. The fish told him that to not be worried, this would be provided, and to go back home and he would find it. So when Antony got back home, he found a house with furniture, and still his wife was not happy. Now she wanted a palace and to be queen. So Antony then returns to the seashore again and finds the fish and asks for his second wish, and asks to have a palace and to make his wife queen. And the fish tells him, "Okay, don't worry about it. I will grant this. Go back home and you will see." So when he gets back home, he sees that he now has a palace and his wife is a queen, and yet his wife is still not happy and is still way too greedy and demands this time instead to be turned into a goddess. Even though the fish had offered 3 wishes, because she was so demanding, this was the last straw for the fish, and instead of granting that wish, he ended up taking everything away and instead put back the cabin and the bathtub that they originally had. And that is the end. A good old cautionary tale of stay humble and be happy with what you have, and if you do get the chance to get more, stay humble and grateful. Okay, moving over to the Egyptians. There is an Egyptian mythology story that is tied to Pisces, and that is their creation story of the fishes. Oh wait, no. Their story of Pisces is tied to their creation story, and I believe it is called 2 Fishes of the Nile. Now, unfortunately, I didn't look for it. I forgot to find that story. So the only thing I have for you about the Egyptians and Pisces is that it is their creation story, in their creation story, Pisces. But also, there have been lids found from 2,500 years ago with Pisces fish on the lids, painted or drawn, as well as on Egyptian sarcophagus. You know, the things that they used to bury their pharaohs in. Yeah, and their other important people. So, moving on to Greek mythology. The Grecian story of Pisces has some relation to the story of Capricorn. So, if you remember Capricorn, that had to do with Pan and him hanging out at the Nile with other gods when a monster attacks fish, but only manages to turn half his body, and the other half is a goat, I believe. So that was the Capricorn story. But in connection to Pisces, what ended up happening was Typhon, a monstrous god, attacked the gods when they were down by the Nile River. Aphrodite and her son Eros were among the gods when Typhon appeared to do battle. While Zeus and a few of the other gods fought Typhon, Aphrodite and her son Eros leapt into the river, changing into a pair of fish so that they could make their escape. In other stories, they ended up tying themselves together as the fishes so that they wouldn't get separated. That was it for the Greek story. And now we move on to our final story. We move on to our final thing that we're covering, and this one comes to us from Judeo-Christian mythology and religion. So, amongst Christians, the story of the birth of Christ is said to have happened at the spring equinox, entering into Pisces, the age of Pisces, and is why the Savior of the world is known as the Fisher of Men. I believe it's Jesus who they're talking about as the Fisher of Men. You look a little confused. Oh, Christmas is Jesus' birthday. Okay. So, yes, Christmas is celebrated around the world by millions of people around the world as Jesus' birthday, but this is only because way back in the day when there were pagans and Christians, there still are, but when pagan was a prominent religion and the Christians were trying to take over, I'm not sure who chose to make Christmas Jesus' birthday. Maybe Constantine, but back then a pagan holiday was already celebrated in the end of December, and it was the winter solstice. It was a massive holiday, and the Christian that was in power at the time, or whoever was in power, was Christian and wanted to make the pagans celebrate Christmas, Jesus, Christendom, Christianity instead. And so they chose to do it on the massive winter solstice holiday so that people had something else to celebrate at the same time. So yeah, he was actually born in March or during the spring. There's a lot of things in this world that we believe in and we think are right, but we later find out was a lie or wasn't true. And yet the world keeps spinning. Okay, so that was our final class of astrology, mythology, and constellations. Thank you so much for being here with me. I really enjoyed being the teacher of the class. I hope you've enjoyed being the student. So, as usual, per usual, hang out, do your thing, whatever you want to do. Your stuff's right there. Don't forget about